how they clean up, but I got it, boo. Just move. I don't need you to
And
clean
it's
up.
almost like let's think about it. Let's
Yeah,
think about it.
let's not get too hard on ourselves. I
Yeah.
say, my man is 6'3", 270.
Mm-hmm.
He can go out and work. I'm a small woman. I'm gonna be in the house, nice
Mm-hmm.
and warm with my robe on my bonnet, cleaning up, cooking something for him. I feel like the roles God hooked us up in a pretty clear way. The bigger,
Yes.
stronger person could be out in the elements, the smaller person could be in the
Yes.
way. What's wrong with
Yes.
that? How was that slavery? How was that oppression?
Yes.
Ladies, really?
You have the choice to do that. And it's like,
Literally,
how is
like
that a
nobody
slave?
can be saying
Yes.
nobody. There's so many different kinds of men, but suddenly when a woman makes the choice to be a housewife, she's a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So I was telling a story about how my mom and I had that conversation about abortion. Because when I wrote that diary entry I was telling you about, where I said that I was content with killing my kids and it's my right as a woman, my mom, that entry I wrote was based on a conversation that my mom and I had previously had, where she told me that if I was ever pregnant, not to kill her grandkids, she said, give it to her if I feel like I can't take care of it. And that made me so angry at the time, because it's like, well, what do you mean? My body, my choice. You're not going to tell me to have no baby if I don't want it. Like, I had that whole demeanor. Mm-hmm. And so my thoughts were that my mom was pro-life, because she had that conversation with me. Mm-hmm. More recently, like I want to say maybe a few months ago, I had a conversation on the phone with my mother, and the topic of abortion once again came up. And I'm thinking that she's very much pro-life. I'm telling her my pro-life view. Yeah, I'm not into the idea of killing babies under any circumstances. Babies were created by God. The end.
Man, that's right. The end. That's it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Like, God made the life. Y'all didn't make it. So evidently, it's time for you to be a mommy. I'm sorry. Like, be mad at God, not us. And right. My mom started with the hypotheticals, like, what if somebody gets raped, and what if the guy don't want the baby? And I'm like, mommy. Mm-hmm. Like, mm-hmm. What are we talking about right now? Why are we having these extreme hypotheticals that I always had with people on the internet? Mm-hmm. I thought she was like above that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened with her. Maybe she stepped back, but she was very much upset with me. And so what ended up happening was I made a tweet about this conversation I had. And I'm just like, I think the tweet was something like, my mom is a Christian. My mom says she's a Christian, but she supports abortion. Sad face. Mm-hmm. My mom, who does not publicly follow me, she does not make it clear that she follows me because she doesn't like my content. Once upon a time, she was my number one supporter. I knew she was following me. But ever since I had this whole conservative awakening, she's kind of just quietly unfollowed me on platforms and told me that she doesn't like my content. She told me this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, she had some type of burner page on Twitter that she was watching my page on. She calls me crying. How could you call me, say I'm not a Christian if I support abortion? Just so upset. I'm like, mommy. Mm-hmm. Christians can't support killing a baby. Like, I'm sorry that you don't like what I said, but I don't want you to say that you're a Christian and then try to justify killing a baby. That's not right. You're setting people off. You set me off. Yes. Yes. I can't. And she was just so upset. And I was really feeling like guilty almost, because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I'm just like, I'm sharing my point of view about my life. I want people to understand that there are Christians out here who think that they can justify supporting killing babies, but that's not okay. The end. I'm sorry that truth upsets you.
Amen to that, because I think another thing that got me really started too was discipleship in the church, because we need more conservative voices out there speaking not just the truth but common sense. Common sense. And I have older kids as well. I have older kids. I started very young, with having children, and my kids, I talk to my kids and they are just like, wait, mom, there's something called furries. And I'm like, wait, is this like a new term? These Gen Zs are talking about, the furries and things like that. And I'm like, what is that? Can you explain to me? And they talking to me like it's normal. And they talk about it.
Bro, we're too far gone. We're too far gone. Like, they'll actually let you come to school dressed up as a freaking mascot, like wearing a full costume.
Species. They call them trans species. And this lady on TikTok was saying they get money. They get money They get money from having what they call trans species, and they are considered disabled. That's why they get money. And I'm like, wait, hold
up. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the shit. I'm sorry. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Because my mom, she works in the Chicago public school system. And I remember she's telling me, or she showed me like a PowerPoint that she had to do for like her professional development. And in this PowerPoint, she shows me, they're telling her how to address students who identify as different genders and stuff like that. She said that she had a slide in the PowerPoint that was telling them that if the kids identified as cats, that you can't say anything.
No. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. And that's why it's so, I'm like, Mommy, how are you still on this side? You're working, you got more details about this side. Yes. It doesn't make any sense. And all I can say is that she's putting her blackness above everything. Because you know what's right. Yes. But I know you're very pro-black too. I know that for a fact also. So and you know this one weighs more to you.
And you know what's sad too? Like I honestly had to like sit down and actually start reading different types of books. Like I honestly, and I'm just going to be 100% and say, I honestly had to sit down and think, how can I not put my identity in the shade of my skin? How can I not do that? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wait, God is the creator of me. That is who I need to go to get my identity because he created me. I go to God to get who my identity is, and it's not in the shade of my color, in the shade of my skin color. And when Martin Luther King, don't even get me started with Martin Luther King.
Don't start, because I'm gonna start too.
To this day, in the 3rd grade, I can recite to you back when Martin Luther King was born, when he died, and I could recite to you in the 3rd grade, okay? I'm over 40, and I still remember, to this day. Anyway, my whole point of bringing up Martin Luther King is the fact that he said it's not the color of your skin, but the content of your character. The color of my skin is not going to tell you that I'm pro-life or not, okay? Exactly. It's not, the color of my skin is not going to tell you that I'm a Christian or not either. And so I seriously had to sit and think about that. I had to literally think about that. And I'm just like, right. And I just had to like talk to other people. The color of your skin. What if you're black and you're light skinned? What if you're still black and you're light skinned? Okay, so you're light skinned. Okay, that doesn't, you being light skinned doesn't tell me that you are for killing babies. It doesn't tell me that.
Literally. And that's why it's so aggravating when I'll be sitting on the street with my hat on. All I gotta do is throw the MAGA hat on and suddenly, why are you wearing that hat? You're black. Black people shouldn't support Trump. Trump hates black people. Excuse me, I'm not black. First of all,
do you get tired of that? Do you get tired of
it's very obnoxious, but I look at it like this. This is my engagement for my algorithm, so y'all keep repeating yourselves like bots if y'all want. But it's very annoying. I do find it annoying because it's like, really, y'all are really this program? It makes me sad. It's like, wow, you're probably like a regular black person who I would see outside, but you're brainwashed. Jesus, I'm afraid of you.
That's right. And so what about now that you are in Texas? Have you guys found a church that's not like brainwashed? Have you found a church that actually teach the word of God?
No, and that's
our current
journey. Hard. We've been doing a lot of networking, meeting people via my Twitter page who live down here. We have gotten like a few friends. So we're just trying to get acclimated and really find somewhere we can call our home. But as of right now, we kind of doing the whole home church thing, getting the word from the house of the TV. We like watching Jesse Lee Peterson. We like we definitely tune into Jesse, get that nice little word from him. But yeah, it's just all about the content we consume at this point. We would love to find a legitimate church that's not in there indoctrinating people, because
that's one of the things that I love too. Just really finding out a lot of these black creators that are just really, and it's like it's starting to become more, but my thing is like we need more. We still need more.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's another reason why I think I'm doing my platform, because I've received DMs where people have told me like, you kind of helped me gain the confidence to even dare to mention being a conservative or say anything about being a conservative. I think it's a lot of us out here, but they're genuinely scared. Like, I don't blame them, because the way the mob is, Everybody
Yes.
can't take that. Everybody ain't built to be mobbed by a bunch of people. And me,
But
with my TikTok platform, I had 60,000 followers. So I literally watched the mass of people turn on me.
yes.
So it is what it is, though. It's worth it. That's what I will say.
It's more, especially, did you see the exit polls on how many black women did you see that?
Yes, I saw. I've been saying it.
Girl, I was like,
91%.
yes. I was like, no. I said,
I said,
this
I'm
is
embarrassed to look
motivation.
like y'all. I'm embarrassed to look like y'all. Just probably 91% of y'all get tricked to vote for her.
Yes.
Give y'all some slack for Obama. Obama had that nice
Right.
little way of talking. He had the rhythm with his
Absolutely.
words. He had the look he had to train the kids. What did Kamala have?
Yes.
Coconut tree? I'm
Yes.
confused. Kamala has done nothing. She had Tim Wall sitting there looking crazy as hell.
Yes. Yes. And this is how I knew.
You right. She was an AKA. Get out of
Yes.
here. Y'all so
Right.
dumb.
And I'm just like, yeah, we have to vote for her because she was an AK. I was like, no. I said, first of all, I knew she was an op. You like that? I used that. I knew she was an op because when she came on to BET talking to Taraji B. Henson, girl, I was like,
Don't even get me started on that BET award because
yes.
one of my new favorite things to do. I think I found like a new genre of comedy. Only conservatives can see this though. Is the communism propaganda is comedy to me? Like
yes,
we sat up and watched. If I know it's something that's going to be geared towards the blacks, I want to watch it because it's entertaining. And we watched black people learn about Pride 2025 during the BET Award. I called it. Pride 2025 happened. Taraji was talking about it, and I was telling my husband, I'm like, bro, these girls are going to start talking about Pride 2025 like they've always been talking about. Just watch. I promise. The very following day, our father-in-law, or my father-in-law, posted about Project 2025 on Facebook. And my father-in-law is known for consistently posting propaganda all the time. Every day. Yes. My father-in-law is the type to tag, he tagged me and my husband, this is a couple of weeks ago. It was some hoax where allegedly a black guy got beat up by MAGAs at some rally in Michigan. So we look into it. It was a video. What ended up, apparently it was some type of turf war with people who were selling merch. So it wasn't a political thing. It wasn't a race thing. But according to my stepdad, he tagged us in that video. It was like, he got his Negro wake-up call. And I was hot. I'm like, oh, why is he tagging us in there? Is he trying to shame us? Do he want us to get beat up? Like, what? It bothers me the most when it's our elders trying to send us off.
That's
like,
right.
God, like, really, y'all are trying to get us back on the plantation too? Really? Really, guys? Y'all was the main ones telling us not to move to Texas because Texas is racist. But when we lived on 72nd and King Drive on the south side, they were shooting outside of our house. We didn't even get a call from y'all. But y'all so concerned about us getting hung or something down here? Get out of here. Y'all's crazy.
So are you just prepared to like, or just even like try to encourage like others that, you know, that are just like you, that are conservative, that's not as vocal as you, but you talk about like, and I'm just asking, do you talk about, you know, being stay-at-home mom or, you know, just staying home and, you know, just that whole conservative tradition, you know, type of lifestyle?
So with the whole stay-at-home wife thing, it's literally like a new occurrence for me, but
Absolutely.
I actually wanted to get into like maybe cooking content. I'm trying to find a very specific niche. It's either going to be cooking or my other idea is I've really gotten into working out. So it's going to be like a workout thing where I'm exercising, but I'm body shaming at the same time. So I'm like, black women are like the most obese. You hoes need to get up and exercise. I was like,
I love
like the Gordon Ramsay, but exercising. I think that might actually like low key be beneficial.
But you know what? I honestly like to like. Okay, have you heard of Jillian Michaels?
Yes, she was on The Biggest Loser.
Yes. So Jillian Michaels is actually starting to wake up too. So she is very heavily left. You know, she's gay, she's married, she adopted children, and she is also starting to wake up. And then she was just recently on, I forget where, I don't know, CNN or MSNBC, and she was laying it into them. She was like, why are people talking about RFK Jr. and the type of, you know, qualifications? She was like, the issue is the fact that America has an issue. We have a health crisis. Why are you talking about this man's qualification? The fact that he wants to fix it. Why can't you just acknowledge the fact that America has a health issue? And I love how she talked about that, because it's not just about his qualifications. It's the fact that, are you acknowledging that we have an issue? Number one, she's all about health, and she's all about health. When I listen to some of the things that she talk about, because she's starting to become, more open and not so like left leaning. She's starting to come to, yeah. And so she's not Christian.
Going around. I'm gonna look that up.
And it's recent too. And I also love when people start talking common sense. And I'm just like, listen, like, why is the only one on CNN, Scott Jennings, the only one who is talking common sense? Like, I don't understand this. You know who I'm talking about, right?
And that's like, I've literally gotten into a new habit. Like, I just assume that, like on YouTube, for example, I'll be watching the video and I don't know, it's just like, we'll be watching the most neutral video, like let's say a video about a video game, right? And the guy who's doing the video, he says some communist garbage. Like, he'll say something about eating rich or something, like, for no reason. And I'll be like, I wonder if we're the only people on earth who caught that. And I'll go through the comments and I'll just try to find one person who caught it. And I usually find one person who catches it. It's always such a joy, because it's just like, wow, common sense is not common anymore. It's not. I can't believe it.
It's scary.
How come when I turn 21, that's when stuff want to start hitting the fan? What's going on this whole time? Has it always been this bad? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? And I had this. So I wasn't as on social media during 2020. And then I'm over here, like, I'm hearing different things. I'm not, like I said, I'm not on social media, but I'm just hearing different things. They want to change pronouns, and schools. There's furries, and there's all type of craziness that's happening. And I'm just like, nobody is saying anything about this. Like, nobody.
That's what's getting me, bro. That's what's getting me, bro. Like, the Democrats can have all the smoke they want to have for Trump. Y'all can hate him. Y'all can think he's mean. Whatever. But why are y'all not saying anything about tampon Tim?
Yes.
Y'all not saying anything about Kamala running on killing kids. That's what's getting me. Y'all don't have any smoke for them. Y'all say nothing. Y'all say nothing. Y'all are constantly accusing MAGAs of being racist, talking about them, talking down on them, but say nothing about the other side. That's what's getting me. So clearly there's some bias. Clearly.
But do you get pushback? Do you get pushback when they say, well, Kamala Harris, that's Kamala Harris, but Donald Trump did this, and he raced and he grabbing them by the pee, and he's doing this and that.
They don't even get a chance to get to that point with me, because I want to drill down. This is what I do on my stream. I sit there, I'm like, I'm not talking about anything else. Somebody explain to me why Kamala Harris was running on killing kids, and Beyonce, Cardi, Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, all these icons that y'all love so much endorsed her, and y'all had zero smoke whatsoever. I don't want to hear about Trump. Don't tell me about his felony. Don't tell me about what he said about grabbing people by the pee. I don't care.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't care, because y'all are talking about killing with nobody cares.
But this is literally, like, people are in tears. January 6th, oh my goodness. This is the language. January 6th, oh my goodness. I can't believe so many people died. I'm like, how many people died in 9/11 versus how many people died in January 6th?
It just stays.
Oh my goodness. I pray for the January 6th. You sound lost and delusional. Stop. Okay, please stop. And so
anyone still mentioning January 6th at this point is brain dead. Like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's over. It's dead.
So, again, like, I try to promote traditional values, and I try not to, because there are people that are conservative that are not Christian. And so what I try to do is, I try not to make it so, bring in so much scriptures and different things like that, because, again, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to erase some of the Christianese teaching that I have been taught. And so I'm still trying to learn that as well. And so anyway, my whole point is, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want that. You know what I mean? My husband makes enough to where we have 6 kids, both my husband and I. We have 6 kids.
Go.
Yes, girl. Yes. And so I love it. But again, the church is not teaching the encouragement, the inspiration when it comes to women staying home and why it's vital that we teach our kids and not have the propaganda that's in the schools and
hello. I don't get it. Like, again, going back to my mom, who's worked in the Chicago public school system since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 10-year-old sister right now who's currently in 5th grade in a public school. Mm-hmm. Mommy, I'm asking my mom, take her out of school. You homeschooled us. I was homeschooled from
the age of,
I was homeschooled from the age of 7 until I was 10. So it was only 3 school years. But I feel like those 3 school years that I spent, I think 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, those were what allowed me to be able to step off the plantation when I did. Just having that iota of critical thinking. My mom really focused on making sure I knew how to think. And I think that was very beneficial long term. So I'm telling her, you should homeschool our baby sister too. Because I just received word that in Chicago, they're requiring LGBT to be taught in schools, like to the point where you have to have a flag in the class. Like it's not optional. It's part of curriculum. So I'm like, is this what you want her to learn? I mean, I'm confused. It seems like if you know that this is what they teach, and why is she not being homeschooled?
Yeah.
The fact is, my father passed away in 2022. My parents were married for 23 years. Mm-hmm. So my mom is now a widow. She has a house to herself. My dad's insurance policy, whatever. She has nothing but time to homeschool my sister. It seems like that's a good option. I don't know, but she's not into it right now. I just hope she don't get indoctrinated too deep. Mama have to slap her.
You know what, my mom too, and my mom as well, like she is, she was also raised in the public schools, but it wasn't as bad as it is now, you know what I mean? And my mom was born in the 60s, and she also had that same mindset. It's my body, my choice. And, I kind of learned that as well. And I'm very mouthy as well. And I try not to be, so mouthy, because I'm a Christian, So I honestly have to really just be patient and really I want to be encouraging and really help people that used to think one way and just like, no, there is a better way. There's a better way. Yes. You don't have to be a victim.
Yes.
Did you know that, Planned Parenthood is actually systematic racism? That's actually systematic.
Literally. Yes. Like, literally. It was founded by eugenicists who hated blacks.
Yes.
Whose fault is that? And y'all are fulfilling her wishes. Y'all are letting Megan Thee Stallion twerk at her name. That's disgusting to me. I thought y'all cared about black lives so much. And that's what gets me. And when I bring that up, people get upset. Well, what y'all so mad for? I'm trying to figure out what the agent's about.
And I'm really just learning how to ask questions, like really just ask questions to get people critically thinking. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, do you actually know the origin of Planned Parenthood? Like, Margaret Sanger was the one that created Planned Parenthood, who brought it here. She brought it here, in the United States.
Literally.
Yes. And so anyway, what is actually encouraging you? What keeps you going, and talking about and fighting these crazy people?
Well, honestly, I always have the verse Romans 12:2 at the forefront of my mind. That's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. Be not conformed to the patterns of this world, which in layman's terms means don't be a follower. Okay, gotcha, God. I will not be a follower. I know that 91% of black women went ahead and voted for the party of abortion because they're black, but I won't do that. And no matter how much they try to shade me and no matter how much they try to drag me, I know they try to drag you first. Mm-hmm. So I will stand up for your name, for the truth.
Amen. 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 And it's really important for my kids. I teach my kids Jesus. I talk to them about, Jesus and the Bible, and we go to church, and I tell them that they are the generation right after me that is going to continue in common sense thinking. Continue in this, because you will have people that will fight you, and what I mean by that is like fight them in their thinking, in their traditional thinking, and then we'll try to, like my son right now, he is 19, he's going to be 20 next month, and he works here in Japan, and there are Japanese think this way as well, and there's Americans, and so my son is getting both, and so he gets a lot of people that that question him like, why don't you go out and go to the club and, do this and that? Like, why don't you want to do that? And my son is just like, I am very happy just staying home and, I be on my game and I talk to my parents. I actually have fun being around my parents.
Right? What's wrong with that, bro? Like, what's wrong with that? I don't understand why people, bro. I'll never forget. Me and my husband got married last June, and I remember I was 23, he was 24. Mm-hmm. We went over his dad's house, and one of his dad's friends was talking to my husband, and he said something like, he mentioned how he got married. He was trying to introduce the guys to me. Instead of turning around, shaking my hand, he was like, why you get married? Aren't you 24? You're supposed to be at the club. No. The gall of these unmarried men to try to slander this young 24-year-old husband and tell him what, he shouldn't have got married? Wow, y'all are really saying
this is the black community. This is the black community.
Like, and people, it was a lot of people when we first got married asking us, we tell them we got married there. Why? Somebody pregnant? No, we got married because we wanted to. Like, y'all should be happy. What happened to people congratulating? What happened to people throwing parties and getting people gifts for getting married? Y'all are asking us questions like we committed some type of crime. But if I would have been knocked up, it wouldn't have been no question. That's the crazy part.
That's the crazy, absolutely. And then the question is, well, why are you not at the club sleeping with 6,000 women? Why?
Right. So we supposed to be getting ran through right now. Thanks, y'all. So we can go fill up the abortion clinic, right? Or be on birth control and ruin my body or whatever. None of that. I said we got married because we were in love. We got tired of fornicating. It was time to get married. We grown. And it's time. What are we waiting for? Mm-hmm. A baby? Because it's the only thing we waiting for.
So
I'm trying to do it the right way.
So did your husband wake up the same time as you? Were you both just talking?
Yeah. I wish he was here. He would have loved to be on this too, but he at work. But because the thing is, when I had my whole incident with the roommate, he was also there. When I realized I had a man, I'm like, oh, I need you to come live with me then. You need to come stay with me because I need a bodyguard just in case this dude want to do something crazy. Mm-hmm. And so we pretty much shared the experience of looking up things like transgender men in bathrooms. And I'm like, oh my God, Darrell, we're cool now. We're conservative. Like, we're on conservative media and we're enjoying what they're saying. We're watching a guy called Matt Walsh. I didn't know who Matt Walsh was, but
me either.
Matt Walsh's content was very much giving white supremacists. This is me looking from a communist. White supremacists, racist, transphobic. But I'm like, I'm watching him. I'm enjoying him. Jesus, we really cool. And so I think my experience of getting a red pill, getting Christ pill was very like, it was more enjoyable for me because me and my man did it together at the same time. And so now it's like,
yes,
I just know that we're literally like this. Like, it's crazy. He's the only other person who I can talk to.
I was going to say that. And I was going to say that, like, it's both of you guys together against 92%, girl.
Yes. And sometimes they come on stream with me and get the meme.
I was just, on the one hand, I wasn't, but at the same time, I thought, no, there has to be more of us out here. But then, I was listening to other, like, just white influencers, and some of them were saying that even celebrities agree with mostly what Donald Trump is saying, what a lot of the conservative influencers are saying. They agree with them, but they can't, like, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a major problem. It's a major problem that you literally, your values are, you know, your heart was right and what makes sense, but there's something holding you back, and that something is something that's artificial as your skin color, your gender, or your sexual orientation. Y'all allow that to be y'all God.
That is sad, number one. And then number two, but my whole point was the fact that during 2020, or even after that, after everything, if I were to look for a job, a lot of the job descriptions required me to take the COVID shot.
Yeah,
I don't even take the flu shot. My kids haven't even taken the flu shot, and they're 20, and they're about to be 20. Okay, I don't allow my kids to take the flu shot, but now that's a requirement in order for me to get a job. I was like, I will happily, like, if I'm choosing to work, I have the option to work, and if I want to, I'm hours looking at these jobs, and part of the requirement was for me to take the COVID shot. I refuse.
Yeah, I refuse. It's actually the grace of God that I ended up getting that shot, because back in 2020, that's when I first met my husband, we was both still on our little indoctrinated side. But I didn't get the shot because I'm deathly afraid of needles. I think that's all it took. I don't do needles, so I ain't getting that shot. The end. And it turned out to be for the best. So I guess thanks for the fear of needles, God, because I don't do needles at all.
And on that particular shot, I have a choice on what I want to do. How about that's my body, my choice? How about that?
Literally. And that's what people were saying. But those are white supremacists talking points, ma'am. So you can't say things like that according to these people. But yeah, the way they were trying to force that shot was very suspicious. Very suspicious. And it was clearly trying to show, it was just like a test to see how much people will be controlled by the media. And a lot of people fell for it.
And you know what? And that poll, the 92% is what is motivating me to really keep going, because I'm like, I have to keep talking about some craziness that Joy Reid is very racist. Why is she still on the news? Why is she still on the news? Representing people?
Imagine the pain I felt in my soul when me and my husband went back to Chicago. This was like 2 months ago. We went back to Chicago for the first time since we moved down to Texas. And we go in in his parents' house, my husband's parents' house, and his father-in-law has Joy Reid on the TV at full volume. Joke, bro. And the kicker about my father-in-law is he claims that he's a centrist, but he sits up and watches Joy Reid and Roland Martin all day. You're not a centrist.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That makes me cringe. That makes me
Imagine how much I was cringing when we're sitting at the kitchen table and Joy Reid comes on the TV and he's literally watching her, like sitting there watching, like intense. I'm like, is this a meme?
And
is this a meme right now? He must be trolling us. Trolling us? No, he's dead serious. And Joy Reid makes my brain itch. I do not like watching her or listening to her or hearing her.
And the view. And I'm just
that needs to go off the air. I don't understand how that's still playing.
And Stephen A. Smith, I feel like I can tolerate him because he's reasonable. Like he is reasonable. He talks with common sense. And so I like hearing people that are like that. Julia Martin is similar to that. She's very left, but she has common sense and she's all about health. And she's like the obesity in America is crazy, and there needs to be some change. And I'm like, yeah, I 1000% agree with you. You know,
yes.
Stephen A. Smith
is like controversial to say that.
Yes. And she went viral. That went viral because she said that. And I'm just like, okay, Stephen A. Smith is on The Views actually saying, listen, you guys have to listen. Like these Latino, the reason why they voted for Trump is because nobody on the left was listening to them. Stephen A. Smith is saying this. He's saying this on The View. And, you know, of course, Sunny has to have her opinion and say something off craziness, and she's very racist as well. And I'm just like, listen, you can't deny my lived experience. You need to stop. You need to stop it right now. So again,
they be so upset on that show. They be on there, but and isn't Sunny the one who found out she had slave owners in her lineage? Like
yes.
Where's the backlash? Everybody seems to have forgotten about that. I ain't forget. Like, hey, girl, just be quiet.
Oh my goodness. So again, we have like 2 minutes. Is there anything that you just want to share to encourage people that are like, you know, scared, number one, they're conservative, and, you know, just to be able to talk to crazy left people?
I want y'all to never forget that fear is of the devil. The devil is the reason why you're scared of anything. So if you're a person who knows that your values align with things like men can't become women and babies shouldn't be dying because their mothers are selfish, guess what? You're a right-wing extremist. Mm-hmm. That's like level 1 right-wing extremism. Mm-hmm. It's gotten so far left that something as reasonable as men can't become women is extreme. Mm-hmm. So be it. But never, ever, ever let nobody control you with the threat, and don't be fearful, because God is always with you, especially when you're walking in truth. Period.
Amen. And that's another thing too. They control you by pointing out fears. He's Hitler. Mm-hmm. He's gonna put you in chains. You know, that your body, your choice. You know, you might as well just join the 4B movement. And
don't even start with that nonsense. These girls can't stop. These girls could stop being. Never mind. I'm gonna get too explicit again.
I try to like calm myself down. I'll be telling my husband, like, look, have you heard of this 4B movement? And he's like, these left women are stupid. Yes, we do. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I just have a little bit, and it was so much fun. It's so much fun, and you are just the encouragement for the next generation and really promoting traditional values. I love it.
Thank you, Trisha. I'm so glad that you found me and wanted to pull me up. I'm glad we got to talk. This is very refreshing.
Yeah. Can you tell people where they can find you and learn more about you?
Yes. You can follow me at Locked In with Zaza, LOCDINWITHZAZA. That's on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and on X. My platform is Locked In with Zaza, but it's just an underscore at the end.
Okay, I'm going to put all of that in a description box below, and I just want to thank you once again, and I'm going to put, like I said,